I've now been in Lebanon for 3 weeks. I've mostly been in Beirut, but I've also had the chance to go out to Tripoli, Betrone, and inland and see some of the nature stuff as well. I've been making a lot of videos and a lot of people are asking me, should I visit Lebanon? Is Lebanon safe? Is Lebanon expensive? Is Lebanon cheap? What is Lebanon like? So today I'm gonna tell you. This is actually my third trip here to Lebanon. Like everything, there are two sides to every story. So first, I'm gonna start with the pros. Reasons to visit Lebanon. Number one, it is incredibly inexpensive. Food, accommodation, a 10-20 minute Uber ride is $1 or $2. I've been to Indonesia, I've been to Vietnam, and right now, because of the currency situation, the currency lost 90% of its value, and so you're talking about really, really inexpensive things. This Airbnb I'm staying at right now is $35 per night. And what's crazy is you tell any Lebanese person that you're paying $35 a night, they're gonna say you're paying way too much. But that's a long story, which I won't get into. It's all about currencies and bank rates. I made a whole other video about that. You can check that out. Another reason to visit Lebanon is just a beautiful country. You've got mountains, you've got hiking, you've got beaches. The climate here is really nice. It doesn't get too hot like other places. And then of course there's the food. The food here is absolutely amazing. You never get tired of Lebanese food. It's fresh and it's just delicious. One reason I also really like being here right now is that there aren't many tourists. So if you think about travel, like so many of us like to travel to places where, you know, there's not a lot of other tourists. Like think about going to Rome in the middle of the summer. It feels like 50% of the people there are other tourists. And you're not really getting a very authentic Italian experience. But in my 3 weeks here in Lebanon, I've only met one or two other foreigners, expats, visitors. So there really are not a lot of other visitors right now for obvious reasons, but I kind of like that. All right, so those are the reasons why you should plan a trip to Lebanon, but of course there are some reasons why you shouldn't as well. The US State Department says do not visit Lebanon for a variety of reasons. Okay, so the statement says do not travel to Lebanon due to COVID-19, reconsider travel to Lebanon due to crime, terrorism, armed conflict, civil unrest, kidnapping, and the embassy in Beirut's limited capacity to provide support to US citizens. If you're to go based on that, then definitely don't come here. But if you're like me and a lot of people I know, you know, there are risks everywhere. There are risks going to a grocery store in the US right now because, as you know, there have been mass shootings. So obviously you have to assess your risk based on certain factors, and obviously, you know, anything could happen at any time. I'm of the belief system that life is too short to sit on the sidelines. So honestly, there's never been a moment where I haven't felt safe in Lebanon. And I've also seen, you know, a blonde woman with blue eyes walking down the street from, you know, I don't know where she was from. But, you know, for the most part, you will feel very safe in Lebanon. If you're gonna come to Lebanon, you want to plan to meet people because the best way to experience this country, its beauty, its culture, and its people is through somebody who actually lives here. This isn't like Paris, this isn't like London where you can just go on a bunch of websites and build your itinerary. I mean, you can, but it's just not gonna be the same experience. So the bad news is, if you're coming without knowing someone, it won't be the same experience for you. But the good news is that it's really, really easy to meet people here. One of the easiest places I've ever been to meet new friends, whether it's at a coffee shop or a gym or whatever, chances are you'll have no problem meeting people as long as you're a little bit outgoing. And that is the best way to see this place. So hopefully now that the pandemic is easing, travel restrictions are easing, hopefully a lot of us will be able to travel more. And you can ask yourself if you should visit Lebanon. There is an economic crisis going here. It is hard to exchange money. It's not as simple as going to an ATM. There are a lot of things to know before you come. And a lot of people are trying to leave because wages have fallen so much and the cost of living has increased so much. So it's definitely a weird time to be here, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people going through a hard time. It doesn't necessarily feel like these like amazing summer tourist vibes. But having said that, there is something about the Lebanese spirit. The people here have a passion for life, and you do meet people that are smiling and dealing with everything going on. And because of that, I would never tell someone to visit or not visit. It all comes down. My ultimate answer is it depends. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think about Lebanon. Subscribe to my channel and find me on TikTok and Instagram at Uptin.